Alright everybody, it's summertime. Everybody's running hot. Happens every year, but seems like it's worse and worse every year. We just got tons of farmers and guys hauling grain especially that are calling us saying, hey, my truck's running warm. Fans running all the time. Sometimes they're getting their engines shut down and stuff. And so this is something that, 15 years ago we didn't really have much trouble with. You'd have maybe a couple farmers, but now we've got a lot of trucks that every year we got this issue. And it's not thermostats, it's not nothing wrong with the engine or the way the engine's running. It's the cooling system. They've changed over the years. Again, we've always used or worked on mainly PACCAR engines, and your older PACCARs had radiators set up like this, bolt together, your brass core, bronze core, I don't know what you call it, bronze core. But in the past, if a truck was having trouble staying cool, we'd upgrade it to a high density 4-core dimple tube radiator. And in what, I forget what year it was, 08 with 389s, I guess. Around that time, Peterbilt and Kenworth, they switched to a aluminum radiator, cartridge type deal that slides into a framework, and so it's one size fits all. There's no chance to upgrade your radiator. The capacity is what it is. And so the radiator, I think these new radiators, they're not as good as the old ones, but that's not really what's causing the radiators to plug so much as it is they changed the fan and shrouds on these engines. And if you were to stand next to say a 2000 Pete or Kenworth and the fan kicks on, you knew it is loud, you could feel some air movement. But on these new ones, when it kicks on, it roars, and if you're wearing a hat, it probably have a good chance of blowing your hat off. The fans are sucking air so much harder through these radiators that they just plug up really bad if you're in dusty conditions, or you let your truck idle while you're loading. If your AC is running in dusty conditions, it'll turn that fan on and off. And you can run all winter and be fine, but all winter you can be plugging that radiator up, and come summer and you get some hot days, and all of a sudden you got a problem. So you gotta clean out that radiator. A lot of farmers will say, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna go blow out my radiator, and they get a air wand and they blow on it, and it does nothing. You're not going to clean it out with air. The other extreme is guys will hit them with a power washer, and that's the wrong thing to do. You'll fold all your fins over on your condenser, and you have less airflow than before. So the way to do it properly is you need to use a garden hose. And a good spray from a garden hose and a lot of patience, you can usually wash them out pretty decent. Occasionally we'll get one that's been abused and ran too long without being washed out, and we got to take the condenser and air to air off and wash each piece individually in order to get it cleaned out. But that's extreme. If you are running in dusty conditions with it doesn't really matter the brand, International, Volvo, Freightliner, they're all running these aluminum radiators too, and their cooling systems are very similar. Sucking so hard today. Wash them out 3 times a year during the summer at least, and if you got a warm day or two in the winter, wouldn't be a bad idea to do it as maintenance. But I wanted to show you this tool here that we use that has really improved the experience and the effectiveness of washing it out with a garden hose. You can see you got your garden hose going in there and an air hose going in there. we put a valve on ours so we could control how much air, and wouldn't have, like from the factory, this thing came with a push button that you had to hold all the time. So it was like a two-handed operation, which was stupid and inefficient. But like any old garden hose, you can lock it in, set your air to the position you want, and wash out your radiator. So yeah, I would recommend this tool. It says industrial on it. I guess that's the brand. Also, when you're washing out a radiator, plan on it taking a little while. A lot of guys, they'll 5 minutes and they think they're done. I would plan on 20 minutes to 45 minutes anyway. We washed one out yesterday, and you can see that lightness on the ground. You can see the drains plugged, and see exactly where all the water was running off that radiator. You know you got one washed out when you got dirty water falling out of the radiator after washing through it. And eventually, if you're in a spot long enough, that water will turn clear, and you know you got that portion of the radiator cleaned out. So I'm sure a lot of guys know all this information, but it's just something that I run into a lot of farmers and stuff that don't think about that or don't realize the most effective way to do it. So anyway, let me know, guys, if anybody knows of somebody who's making radiators, putting packers that have more capability in cooling than what the factory does. Let me know. I'd really like to hear of a product. I've looked, friends have looked, we haven't found nothing yet. Let me know what you think of this, and check out my other videos, subscribe, like my channel, and talk to you later.